Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 55 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. You can see I did a little bit of work off camera between last episode and this. I crafted myself a new beealyzer, handheld version, and while I was checking on my bees here, it turns out that I got an unwary princess and an unwary drone. Awesome. So now I've got purebred unwaries for the future. What I'm going to do with these guys is just sneak over here in this direction. Now I believe the unwary branch is part of the diligent branch. So this diligent queen is doing her thing, working along. I also added some levers here because I've got way more bees and bee products than I know what to do with. So since these 5 or so apiaries are going to pretty much be used going forward for automated production of bees, what I've decided is to turn them off for now, and then start producing more by just putting whatever bees I want in there. So I can get these out of here, and then I can flip this lever on. There we go. And going forward now, I've got automated unwary production. So we'll start getting more goodies from the unwary queen, and soon I'll start working up to the industrious, like the final tier I think it is industrious, once I get a few more unwary drones there. So I'll work on that a little bit off camera, let you guys know how I make out progress-wise. Now, how'd I do over here? It doesn't look too good. I did get a majestic, let's see. So this is a cultivated noble princess, noble, and cultivated majestic. Alright, well this drone does have some majestic in it. This guy is cultivated noble. Let's see. Well, if I'm right about this, we should have a 25% for a pure cultivated, 25 for a cultivated noble, 25 for a cultivated majestic, and then 25 for a noble majestic. I think I'm right about that, I guess. So I'm going to put this guy in here and hope that I get another majestic breed. We'll see what happens, I guess. No biggie. And this guy, let's see, what do I want to start breeding up next? If I check my beealyzer here and check out my cultivated, is this a purebred? Yeah, it is. So somewhere in here I should see what the possible mutations are. So you can see we already discovered that with the noble we get the majestic, and with the diligent we get the unwary, and the common we got the diligent, and common we got this guy. So I think there's another common combination that I can do. So I'm going to try and mix the cultivated with common and see how I make out. So do I have any commons going on around here already? This guy's still running, so I'll just manually go grab a common real fast and see if we can't get lucky with our bee production stuff. Commons should be in this chest, and you can see my chests are pretty full at this point. What I've basically been doing is letting the bees that drop out just land on the ground out there. That's what they wind up doing, and I'm not too worried about that. So here we go, common, cultivated, cross your fingers, we'll see what happens. And we'll, kind of go from there. And I'll be right back. Next up, I'd like to take a little stop over to my production of EMC. You can see I've got a lot of EMC building up here, but I'd like to get more going. So right now I have these Mark 1 collectors here, don't I? And I've got a nice full Klein star with plenty of juice left over in my Mark 3 relay. So let's pick up one of these collectors. Let's see, alright. Now that's the energy collector Mark 1. I'm going to place it in here to make sure that I know how the EMC value of it. I'm going to run over in this direction, get myself some glowstone. I've got a few of them, but I'm probably going to need a few more. So let's craft ourselves up some. There we go. And if I combine in this crafting table of mine, and I'm going to get my Klein star out here, I want to get a piece of dark matter. Yeah, that should do. And I'll put my Klein star dry back in here to get refilled. And then what I'll do is place my energy collector with my dark matter and glowstone all around it. I think this is right. And there we go, Mark II collector. Produces a lot more EMC, the same way the Mark I does, but it works a lot better. Awesome. And do I have enough EMC in here to get a piece of red matter? I do, but I don't think I taught my system red matter. So let's just get out a piece 1, 2, 3 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of this. There we go. I'm going to craft it and then real quick teach it to my table, because I think I forgot to do that last time I made red matter. Probably, knowing me, that happened. So there we go. Yep, learned. So it's a new recipe. Cool. And I did teach my Mark II collector to that thing. So let's charge up this guy yet again. And while that's charging, I'm going to do this. combine collector, red matter, and glowstone. There we go, collector Mark III. Awesome. And again, we're going to teach this to the transmutation table, worth 710,000 EMC. Awesome. And I can place that guy right back where he was, right here. And now he's going to be producing way more energy over time, noticeably more actually. And what I can do is maybe upgrade this guy while I'm at it. So all I got to do is maybe put him in here, along with my Klein star, and if I want, I could just burn him up. See you later, buddy. And pull out a new collector Mark III. Haha. There we go. And we'll just put this guy right there. Awesome. And the Klein star goes right in there. Oh, great. Everything's looking good to me. So I'll get this guy recharged again, and then my Mark III relay is getting a lot more energy over time from the two Mark III collectors than it was before. So far, so good. Now, if you're really thinking about efficiency, by the way, from everything I've read and understand, the best way to do this is to use a Mark III relay surrounded on all sides by a Mark I collectors, and just keep expanding and just add more relays and collectors and more relays and collectors. It's more efficient to do that way, but I'm trying to keep a small footprint, so doing the Mark III collector works as well. Alright, let's get ready to build our computer. Now, as we know, we're going to need a bunch of diamonds and stuff. You guys saw me build a computer before, so I'm not going to be doing it too much on camera. But just to remind you all of what the components of the computer are, we're going to need, where's all this good stuff? A I/O expander, alright, one of those guys. We're going to need a monitor, no problem, and a CPU. So we're going to need a block of diamond. Ouch. Only have 11 diamonds at the moment. I really need to get my quarry running again. Maybe even do some other cool stuff. We'll see. I'll also need a disk drive here. That shouldn't be a problem. Cool. So let's get ready to, put together some good stuff for my machine/computer, whatchamacallit, that's going to control the Nexus. I'll be back once I have all these components ready. Oh, by the way, just happened to notice that I need to craft myself a new diamond saw, just because I used it up last time in an episode or two back. Now, a lot of people are suggesting that I get one of those amulets of repairing, whatchamacallits, from Equivalent Exchange. Those guys are definitely cool, and you can just place the amulet in your backpack here in one of your alchemy bags, and it'll automatically repair any item that goes in there. But it does it for free, and I feel like that's a little bit overpowered. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool, but like definitely, throws a little bit of overpoweredness at it. So if you want to use that to repair your items in your backpacks for free, I wouldn't object. But I'm just not doing it this season in my Let's Play because it just feels a little bit too much like, free repairs and whatnot. I don't mind using the Thalmic repairer though, because that uses, Thalmic beasts and whatnot. So anyway, back to crafting some cool stuff, and I'll be back when I'm ready to show you guys what I got. There we go, got a good amount of stuff. Disk drive, CPU, monitor, and I/O expander. That should pretty much be all I need. I might want to make a few more ribbon cables, which should just be 3 fine copper wires. That's cool, because I have some of those in reserve, I believe. Somewhere in here. Yep, not a lot, but a few. Gonna need to make a few more of those, I'm guessing. Cool. Some extra ribbon cables will be nice. Bundled cable, I'm probably gonna need a few more of those, and I'm probably gonna need a good bunch of colored wiring here. I don't think I have much excess at the moment. I've got some yellow and some magenta, and that looks like about it. So gonna craft up a few of them, as well as some more bundled cabling, of course off camera, because you guys have seen me do bundled cabling plenty at this point, so I'll be back. Alright, looks like I'm about wrapping up with all the bundled cabling and stuff that I need. I'm going to store it all in my orange bag for now. Also found a few in some chests, so that's looking good. Let's head down to the Nexus and get started. Alright guys, let's start playing around down here. I'm thinking the best spot to put this monitor is probably going to be right about here. Sure, why not? Place the monitor there. Okay, now remember we have all this cool ribbon cable stuff, which should be in my orange bag. I think I brought a few extras with me. Ribbon cable, where are you at? There it is. Going to need my bundled cabling too while I'm here. But what's cool about the ribbon cable is it actually works as like a cabling that connects to the back of your machine, and you can use it for all kinds of neat things. For example, I can run my ribbon cable like so. Ta-da! I don't think I can run it right along the wall like this. I don't think that works. I think it needs to run into the back of the machine. But I'll be honest with you, I've not tried it. So maybe we'll play around with it in a bit, but we'll see. For now, right down to here, should work just fine. Hey, how cool is that? And down here is where I can have my CPU, like that, and my disk drive right here. And sure, why not? Let's see. I guess, you know what, maybe I'll have my disk drive on top. That might be cool. And then I'll place my I/O expander maybe over here-ish. Something or other. I don't know where I want this guy. So I'm thinking ribbon cable can go into there. Yeah, that looks good. And then my bundled cabling can come right out here. Ta-da! And let's just get something or other to test with. So ironically right now I need to get back to the overworld to use my, or to get my 4th boot disk. So let's pop through there. That should have, you know, done its thing. Hey, there we go. Overworld's good. Should have my 4th boot disk in here somewhere, right? 4th boot disk. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so let's boot this thing up. 4th boot disk is ready. Just plop it into the disk drive there. Open this guy up and say start. And he should be ready to roll. Now I can go out to the front here and access just the computer screen. How cool is that? So you don't really have to connect the monitor to the CPU like I did on my Quarry. You can use this ribbon cable here to connect the different components of your machines together. That is awesome. Gotta love it. So now let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do. I guess the best way to really figure this out is, first off, let's reset this whole little system here. I don't think I actually hit the laser light there when I went through the portal. I jumped over it. Because jumping through portals is fun. So that sent the overworld book back to where it belongs. Perfect. Alright, let's figure this out. I probably just want to grab some white cabling for now. And this stuff should be good. I can probably just run it straight through here. And what I'm thinking is just right along this wall is where I'll have all my ribbon cabling. And then just having it drape off down here. Or no, here. That ought to do. And just point it upwards like that should connect it to that book thingy there. Cool. So now, when I activate the command IOX set 1, and then IOX reset 1, right? Yeah, 1. That should activate the white cable, which will kick out the book for the overworld. Let's give it a shot. I should be able to access the monitor from behind. 1, IOX set. Ta-da! Here comes the overworld. And then, of course, we want to do a 1 IOX reset, just to turn the white color off. But doesn't matter because we got what we wanted. Awesome, the overworld book's there, we're ready to travel. Now when a player steps into the beam, it resets, pulls the book out about a second later, and everything's cool. And we'll reopen the door by walking through the beam again. Perfect. So now let's define a new word. It'll be pretty simple. We'll call it overworld. So we want to do :overworld with a capital O. And then we'll define it as 1 IOX set, 5 ticks, 1 IOX reset, semicolon. That should be easy enough. And you can see also, once this is done, come on, save the word. I also wired up the other colors here. Just for, and then the also future one, I never got the transposer for this guy. So let's try it out. All I should have to do is walk over to my computer, right? Let's pretend this is all covered up. I haven't done it yet, but let's pretend. And we'll just type in overworld, please. And then that should send me the list. Send me this thing. Cool. Hey, look, portal's open. Awesome. And then I can walk through. And while I'm here, I might as well get my piston and stuff to get myself another transposer. Piston, where are you at? There it is. Perfect. So redstone, piston, wood, and cobble will get me one more transposer, ready to head back down there now. Let's head back to the Nexus. I'm probably going to move that book, of course, put it somewhere. and then head back down. And what we should see when we go down there is the room back in lockdown mode. So, you know, all the lights are off, the red lasers are down there, killing any enemies that might spawn. And then when I show up, dun dun dun, let's see, am I right? Oh yeah, lockdown mode. I hear some enemies, they're probably inside the walls. That would be just like me. Ta-da, lights on, door opens up, and portal is empty. Perfect, and now I'm ready to go to another place, somewhere else that's cool. I would like to figure out a way to do like a list worlds command or something, and kind of like the words command, but worlds. That would be funny, right? So words lists all the words, and worlds will list all the worlds. That would be funny. But maybe just something simple that's like, here's all the worlds you can travel to, and then I'll program them in as well. But for now, I'm going to program the rest of these words. Let's just get the transposer set up the way I want it to be. Oh, there we go. I right-clicked on the place, so I'll be back. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to write out that worlds command I was talking about. So I believe if I do a period and then a double quote, and then test blah blah, and then another double quote, enter? Okay, nope. Okay, that didn't do anything either. Alright, let me figure this out off camera then. Alright, I'm starting to get somewhere. Let's try this. Test space CR test quote semicolon, like that. Hey, that's what I wanted to see. So let's forget test again, and let's do colon worlds. And if we do CR, we can do overworld. And let's do, I don't know, what's next? Crystal worlds. And then a semicolon. So now, clear the page. If I type worlds, I should get overworld and crystal world. Hey, look at that. Sweet. And crystal world is the next one here. And then I'm going to get My First Age, Helen Trees, and Mushroom Skylands. So let's get those guys going. I'll be right back. So what I'll do here is define a new word, crystal world, as IOX set to 5 ticks, IOX reset, or no, 2 IOX reset. Cool. So that should work. And I'm going to spend a few minutes programming the computer with the rest of the words and the rest of the, commands and whatnot for these different worlds. Alright, so I programmed all my worlds here. So I've got Overworld and Crystal World, and I corrected Crystal World because you guys probably noticed me do it wrong. That's what I get for programming on camera. It's not easy. And then First Age, Hell Trees, and Mushroom Sky. Sounds cool so far. I'm going to head to the Overworld because it occurs to me, so we'll run that command, that when I type the worlds command, I guess it's that, right? It's going to be hard to modify this because I'm going to have to forget it and then relearn it. So why don't I do a little something different to make it easier to maintain my list of worlds, because I'm going to be adding to this list and maybe even removing it from it in the future, and we're going to want to make it, easier to maintain. So I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so let's get out our fourth boot disk out of the drive there by right-clicking on it. See you later, fourth boot disk. And I'm going to place my blank floppy that I just created in my overworld in there. And even taking it one step further, let's just grab a chest or something to store this stuff in. So here comes a chest. Just pop it in the corner. Why not? Fourth boot disk goes in there just in case I never need it. All right, we're going to access the console here. And let's clear the page. And I'm going to create a disk name. That command will name the disk that I just placed in the drive, and we'll call it Nexus. With a double quote at the end and a space again, and hit enter. Now if I pop that disk out of the drive, it should be labeled as Nexus. Cool. Sweet. Pop it back into the drive and we're ready to program on it. To begin working with this disk, it stores all its data in blocks, and the first block is number 1. And if you guys aren't familiar with what I'm doing, you should have checked out my Red Power 2 pre-release 5B2 video where I explain most of this. And I'll be honest with you, I forget half of it, and I'm actually on my other screen watching my video to remember how this works. Not lying. Anyway, one list will, oh, I'm out of memory. Oh, I need more memory. That's not a good thing. So let's get some more memory attached to our computer, because in order to use the block editor, we're going to need more memory. I might even need to move everything, because I'm going to need to put some more RAM on the back of this computer. So I'll be back in a few once I have all the components that I need. Well guys, I need a few diamonds to do what I want to do next, so I'm just using equivalent exchange to help me out with that. No, I said I wasn't going to use it too much, but I really want to progress with this, and I will need to finish this up. So to finish up this segment, I'm going to go borrow a block of diamond out of my equivalent exchange EMC values. Let's grab our diamond handsaw, and I'm also going to need an iron block. For that, I'm going to need to just dig into my chest here, because that's how I'm storing my iron these days. Cool. Alright, let's craft everything up the way we want to, and I'm probably also going to need, while I'm here, that ought to be enough iron, right? Or copper, I would hope so. So let's see, get myself, I believe it is a diamond panel, okay, and then for this I'm going to need some panel strips. It's been a while since I made this thing. Hey, there we go, diamond draw plate, sweet. Drop this guy on the ground, don't need him for the moment. And we'll combine this with our fine copper wire, looking good. Cool. Gonna store the diamond draw plate. I should be done with him for now. And then my diamond panel, I think I can just do this, can I, to get my diamonds back? Perfect. And maybe I'll go burn these guys back up. There we go. So I only borrowed a couple diamonds. Alright, now let's do the following. I need to craft it up like so. My back pane, which is the first component you're going to need, is going to need 2 fine copper wires and a gold ingot. Not a problem. That's the first component for what we're going to need to do with our computer to expand the memory on it. So back pane, ready to go. And then I'm going to need a RAM module, an 8K RAM module to be exact, with 4 red doped wafers, which I happen to have on me, and 4 iron bars. Look at me, I'm getting better at having stuff ahead of time and being ready with things, aren't I? Oh yeah. I'm going to clean up my inventory and head back to the Nexus. Alright, so unfortunately I'm going to have to shut down this computer in order to do what I want to do. So let's see, I think I can just move this guy here. The computer, I'm going to halt it, shut it down. Now, it's going to forget all the words I taught it, but I only taught it like, 5 words. It's not a big deal. I think I need to move my computer up here now, my CPU, so that can go like that. And we'll put the disk drive right on top again. And I'm going to put a back pane back here with the 8K RAM module on it. Awesome. And then I'm going to need some more ribbon cabling, because you can see the ribbon cables aren't connecting to the 8K RAM module. So let's get that stuff out of what should be the orange bag. Ribbon cable, there you are. Cool. So we'll connect this guy up to here, and we'll connect this guy up like that. Sure, we don't even need this here really anymore. That'll work. Sweet. Looking good to me. Alright, so now we can boot our computer back up. Please restart. Oh wait, I forgot a 4th boot disk. I need one of them. So we should not have anything on the screen, right? Or, no, the screen's frozen. Can't type on it because it hasn't gotten any new data. So let's halt it and put our 4th boot disk in. Good thing we kept that in here. And then now we should try and start the computer. Little red light turn on, maybe, perhaps? Alright, maybe not. Give me just a minute. Hey, there we go. I think I had to do a reset after the halt. Hey, there we go. Cool. Ready to go. Page, enter. Nice and clear. Words should list all the words I taught it a minute ago. Don't exist anywhere. But that's okay. And as we can check right here, if I tell it the start command again, it should tell me that it's got way more memory free. Look at that. Tons of memory. A whole, like, 8K. Oh, 8K. Okay, that makes sense. No, I'm just kidding. I knew that. Let's put the 4th boot disk away. And we'll put our Nexus disk in again. Ta-da! And now we should be able to issue the one list command. We've got enough memory to see what's in the disk 1. Oh, look at that. It's a whole bunch of garbage. When you first create a brand new disk, it's usually populated with junk data. Because I issued the one list command, we're still working with block number 1. There's many, many different blocks available on this disk. I said it in my video. I forget how many. Like, a lot, though. Like 256, maybe? something like that. And what I can do is issue the wipe command to wipe the current active block, which again is 1 because I just issued one list. I could also do one wipe if I want to make sure that I'm wiping block 1. It shouldn't matter though. And now if I do one list again, we can see that there's nothing stored in block 1 of my disk. Cool. However, we haven't written these changes to disk yet. We need to issue the flush command in order to write the changes to disk. Right now we're just working with inactive memory. We haven't saved to disk, so we haven't done like a save command, right? Imagine you're editing a Word document, for example, and you make all these changes, but you didn't click save yet. That's what we've done. To do a save, it's the command called flush. And you should see, I didn't get there fast enough, but it did save that to disk. And now when I do one list again, it should again list a nice empty set of commands in 1. Let's do the same for block number 2. What's in 2? 2 list, please. Nice and blank. Good. So I'm just going to do a wipe and a flush real quick just to make sure that everything's cool. So if we do wipe, flush, enter, that should be fine. All right, let's go back to working with number 1. We can do the one list command and start programming some commands into number 1. Now what I want to do real quick is define the word worlds, and we'll just put in there cr.quote overworld. Do I need a space after that? I forget. I think I do. Maybe not. We'll find out in about a second. Yeah, I think I do. There we go. Now when I type worlds, it should say overworld. Cool. So I've taught it the worlds command. What I'm going to do now is start editing those blocks. So let's do something like this. If I do 0 pp, that's going to start working on line 0 right here. And anything I type after this is going to go into line 0. So what I'm going to put there is forget worlds. Enter. Now when I do a one list, we should have forget worlds as the first command. And if I remember correctly, it's one load to run whatever's in block number 1. Let's see if that's right. Cool. So now if I type worlds, unknown word. See? We forgot the word worlds with our first command, which is exactly what we wanted to do. The next thing I'm going to do is 1 pp. I'm going to say colon space worlds. Or, yeah, that's right. And that'll start editing a new word called worlds. I'm going to do 2 pp, and that'll be cr.quote overworld semicolon. And then 3 pp cr.quote, let's call it crystal world semicolon. So far, so good. And then 4 pp. Oh, you know what? I don't want those semicolons there. Yeah, semicolons are bad. So let's get rid of them. 2 pp cr.quote space overworld. And 3 pp cr.quote space crystal world. Cool. And then we can do like that. Awesome. I think I'm actually going to change it up a little bit and do it like this. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. That's how I want it to do it. All right, so what this is going to do is, first step, it's going to forget the word worlds. Then it's going to create a new word called worlds. It's going to put the a new line command, write out the word overworld, put a new line, write out the word crystal world, and then be done. So now let's do a flush. Make sure to save that to disk. And now when I do one load, it should, all right, didn't want to behave for me. Okay, that's fine. Unknown token worlds. I got that because we already forgot worlds before we ran this. So now if we do worlds, there we go. Oh wow, we've got a lot of worlds in there. Well, I'll figure out how to fix that in a minute. You know what I could do? One sec. There we go. I just popped the 4th boot disk in there, loaded it up. So let's see if this thing works the way I want it to. I'm just going to put my disk in there, the Nexus disk. Let's try this. Define a new word called worlds. And we'll just say CR semicolon. Now if I do one load, cross your fingers. Takes a second. Come on. First, I'm going to check words to see, alright, there's only one worlds command. And if I run that, I get overworld and crystal world. Sweet. Okay, now if I do one list, and if I want to update this list of worlds, all I should have to do, and why is there funkiness in line 0? Huh, that's funny. That looks a little bit better, right? Maybe I didn't flush the disk earlier. I don't know. I must have done something wrong. But if I want to update this list now, so let's go over here and see, like, all right, first age. That's the next one I want to do. So I can do, let's say, for pp cr first age 5 pp semicolon, right? So now we've just updated the list of worlds with 2 simple commands. And now when I do one load, I should now be able to type the worlds command and see all 3 of my worlds available. Kind of cool. I guess I should probably be calling them ages after all, shouldn't I? Hey, look at that. First age. Awesome. Little changing there. Went ahead and changed the command to ages. Why not? So now if I do one load, it should overwrite the command ages that I just defined here a moment ago. And it takes a second, of course, because it's reading off a disk. What would you expect? It has to go through all these commands it has to do. And then now when I type ages, ta-da, overworld, crystal world, first age. Awesome. Next up, let's work on disk block ID 2. So if I do a 2 list, you can see block ID 2 doesn't have any commands in it. So let's start defining some. These are the commands I'm going to prepare on the disk just in case there's an instance where I have to reset the computer like I did a minute ago and I lose all the new things I defined. So a real simple thing to do here should just be 0 pp colon, let's call it overworld, 1 IOX set, 5 ticks, 1 IOX reset, semicolon. And then we'll do 1 pp, we'll call this crystal world. Cool. Sound good? I'm happy with that. So now if we do a 2 list, we should see those 2 commands there. And if I do a 2 load, it should write those words to the computer for me, which I'm pretty happy with. Dun dun dun. There it goes. And worlds, of course, doesn't work. I meant to type words. So look, overworld is there and ages is there. Crystal world should be in there somewhere as well. Okay, I did something wrong with that. Oh yeah, look, I didn't flush it to memory. Ha, that's what I get. So I'll recreate these and be right back. There we go, and now I'm doing a 2 load. So I'd made sure to do a flush after I, reprogrammed those lines. Now it should have an overworld and a crystal world command available when I type words. And we'll figure out what happened. Oh, look, it did it again. What did I do wrong here? Hey, it looks like things worked like I would hope they did. Alright, so I've got one list working, I've got two lists working, everything's good. I'm also going to do a one load, and just curious to see what happens now. It should fail to forget the token ages, right? Because that's what, the first command is there. I'm just wondering if that prevents it from doing the next command. Like, always the word ages should be in there, right? But it's not right now because I just reset the computer. So if I do words again... Right, so there's no ages. So what I can do is just define ages as CR. Now when I do one load, not a big deal. It's only if I reset the computer we'll have to redefine ages manually. So I'm going to finish writing up my disk, and then I'll come back when it's completely done to show you guys how it all works out. Alright, so right now the command ages only shows those three, but when I do one load now, the next time I run ages should list all the ages available. So I'm getting there. Told you I'm not a master of fourth, but I learn, and hopefully then you learn. So let's see. Now I should be able to run the command ages and see them all. Awesome. Alright, so let's see if this works correctly. One, the block ID 1 on this disk should fill in ages for me. Ages is already working, as I showed you a minute ago. But we've got a bunch of words listed here. Right now we've got Crystal World and Overworld. Line 3, or block 3 in the disk, should forget all the words that I taught it so far. So it's going to work on Crystal World and Overworld, but it's going to fail at first age because I haven't taught that to the computer yet. Let's just do a 3 load, and it should give me an error about first age. Let's see if that's correct. Okay, Crystal World. Okay. Alright, you're good. So now... let's do... ages still work? No. No idea how that happened. Well, we'll just do this. Colon ages. That should be good. I have to get a little better with these computers, don't I? Oh well. Hey, everything's working, and 2 load should program all the new commands, the Overworld, Crystal World, First Age, Hell Trees, and Mushroom Sky into the computer for me. We'll see if that works. And maybe I'll wind up just saving this to the 4th boot disk so that I can, just boot off the 4th disk and have it know all the words, but still use the Nexus disk for the word ages, and just keeping track of that. See what happens. Man, programming computers takes a long time. There we go. Now if I type words, we should see Mushroom Sky, Hell Trees, First Age, Crystal World, and all that stuff. Now all I have to do, alright, let's pretend like we've actually finished this whole thing. Type page here to clear the page. So I'm outside, walking up to my thing. Let's see, what ages are available for me? Oh, those. Okay, cool. Let's go visit my first age. Ta-da! Then I should see the portal activate in about a second here. There it is. Sweet. And then I'm in my first age where, oh cool, it's raining / snowing out. Awesome. Head back to the Overworld because all my ages should have an Overworld linking book somewhere. I'm not sure if I want to link back to the Overworld or the Nexus. That's not something I've entirely planned out yet. But let's head back to the Nexus. And if I head back to my room now, everything should be reset. And I'm just going to tidy up everything. Alright, and as expected, the room was all reset when I got here. There's no portal open, the door was closed, and then I just covered up the wall real quick. I'm going to issue the command to get me to the Overworld. Let's get out of here and head back to my main Overworld base. And now, unfortunately, guys, is a pretty good wrapping up point for episode 55. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me finish off this little room here. Anything further in this room is probably just going to be consisting of me creating a new age and then popping through the wall here and setting up a new transposer, some new wiring, and a few more pneumatic tubes, and then programming the computer for the new age. So it won't really be too much more to do in this room. Now we can really start exploring new ages and checking out some other cool stuff to do interdimensionally. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the Nexus room, and I'll be back next time for some more cool builds. Take it easy!